Mhm. Hello there. So just to introduce myself, my name is Adia, and how would you like to be addressed today?
My name is Sean. Thank you.
Hello, Sean. Thank you so much for clarifying. So just again, my name is Adia. I am a mental health consultant here at the ABC agency. So I do just want to go over a little bit of information today and also what we should be expecting from our meeting. So I do want to go first cover our consent forms. We do already have those assigned to you. That is just informing you of all the legalities within our department and kind of what to expect legal wise and regarding your information. Regarding confidentiality, I am again a consultant here. So whatever we do speak today is between us. This is a safe space. I want you to be safe. I want you to be protected. I am also a mandated reporter, so there are only three exceptions when it comes to me breaking that confidentiality. The first one is if a judge does require the reports, I do have to hand those over. Second one would be if I do believe that you may be a danger to someone else or even yourself. And the third one is if I do suspect abuse when it comes to children, vulnerable adults, or any elderly person over the age of 65. However, regarding those three, aside from those, everything is confidential, and I will only release information if you do give me consent. And so I do just want to make sure, did you understand what we just went over?
I do.
Wonderful. So next, I do know that our meeting is pretty brief today, but I do just want to get an understanding of, who you are as a person and why you are here. So can you please explain just a little bit of how you heard about us and why you're here today?
So my insurance recommended me. I went to go see my doctor because I've been very stressed and very angry. And they suggested that I go um seek a therapist, and they recommended you.
Okay, absolutely. So first, congratulations on taking your first step to getting help. That's always the best step. And so you did say it was because of your insurance company and you have been feeling quite a bit of anger and stress, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, perfect. So we are gonna first start with that. So we're gonna start with the anger part of it. Um, Typically, when it comes to your anger, have you noticed what typically triggers you?
It's generally my wife ignoring me lately. She just doesn't seem to be vested in the relationship like she used to.
Okay, so it's definitely stemming for your wife, and you said it was recently, so this isn't something that was typical behavior of her in the past, correct?
Correct.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna pause with that, and then you did say you were also feeling stressed as well. And what is typically causing you that stress aside from your wife?
I work full time. It's a very stressful job. So I come home already burdened by the stresses of the day. And then when I get home, my usual means of relief is, through conversing with my wife and trying to like decompress from work. And then she's lately just been very absent in our conversations, and that just kind of infuriates me because I'm already dealing with all the stuff I deal with all day, and then now I've lost my means of decompressing.
Gotcha. Okay, so you typically do come home already stressed from work. So I'm gonna assume that you typically have a kind of a pretty tiring job as is. When you do say that your wife has kind of recently checked out, has there been any triggers regarding that or any events that have led to that?
She's lately found a game that just kind of like engrosses her. She's normally very reclusive. She stays home. She's more of an introvert. And so this has been a means for her to reach out and talk to people, which I'm happy for. Um, but she's so engrossed in those conversations now that, and like it's all the time, that she just kind of ignores me now. So I don't really know what to do. And then when I'm already stressed, it just leads me to getting angry, and then I'll storm off and start punching the walls and the doors, and obviously in unhealthy ways.
I gotcha. Alrighty. So Typically, it is the game. And I know you did say she's typically introverted. Has this game kind of affected any other aspects of her life as well, like her social life or her connections with her family as well?
Not too much. I mean, I'm at work all day, so I don't know about the kids per se, but I know when I get home from work, it's pretty much nonstop.
Gotcha. Okay. Alrighty. So it definitely is behavioral change in your wife. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay. And I know you do say she typically ignores you, but when you do bring up these issues, is it an ignore like a kind of like a dismissive, like go away, or is it she just straight doesn't answer you at all?
Just straight up doesn't answer. She'll be looking down at her phone, and then all of a sudden, like I'll finish up a conversation, I'll pause, waiting for a response, and nothing. Like 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 I didn't say a word, and then I'll start to get angry, and she'll look up and say, "I heard you," and then pretty much just go back to what she was doing. So it's,
Okay.
it's kind of infuriating.
You know what? I do understand that. I definitely would not want to be ignored, especially after a long day of work too. Alrighty. So I did say that our meeting was a little bit short today, but you have been wonderful with the information that you've given me. So we are going to move forward with kind of setting up some short-term goals for right now. I know you're still new, so I don't want to, prolong anything or make anything too difficult. And so, right as of right now, I have heard that you have been feeling very, very stressed, and that is also because of work as well. And then I have heard that you have been feeling very, very angry when it comes to your relationship change with your wife. And that is because she's kind of checked out a little bit emotionally in the relationship. And then lastly, we are going to work also with you being angry just in general and also your coping mechanisms as well. So those do seem to be our more issues that we do need to address kind of short term and long term as well. So when it comes to stress, I did want to ask what typically calms you down that you've noticed?
Usually that. Yeah, outside of that, my usual calming things is video games, books.
Alrighty, video games and books, those are definitely good stress relievers. And then regarding your wife, before the transition, do you typically go on like date nights? Do you typically go out with each other at all?
Uh, Infrequently this day and age, but yeah, from time to time we do.
Outings, alrighty, alrighty. So, and then lastly, regarding your working environment, have you spoken to your boss or any upper management about, your stress load or how you've been feeling at work?
No, there's not really much you could do with my job. My job is just consistent stress.
Alrighty, that is very understandable. Alrighty. So we are going to work on setting goals for the three things that we're discussing today. That is your stress, that is your relationship with your wife, and the last one is also your healthy coping mechanisms as well. And so I know you love to read and I know you love to play video games. I'm not going to say to drown yourself in it, of course, but indulge in it when you can, especially when you do feel yourself getting up to that point of anger. I do would also probably suggest even journaling, kind of taking notes on when you do feel triggered. If you do feel an eruption coming, I would love for you, if you could, to kind of journal what allowed that emotion to feel, what you're feeling in that moment, and a good way you can calm yourself down within that moment as well. I think keeping tabs on it would definitely be a good tool when kind of reevaluating what we should do in the next step as well. And when regarding your wife, we can definitely speak on maybe even doing some couples counseling if that is an option. If not, at least maybe even having her come in on her own time as well, if she's okay with it, and possibly seeing what the attachment to the game is about, because that does seem like something very new. Um, but aside from that, we are pretty much finished up today. So I've been taking very detailed notes, and we are going to continue working on these goals as we progress in the program today. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It has been a pleasure meeting you, Sean. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Okay.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.